Okay, apparently I'm live, so let's just give people a minute or two to gather around. Let's switch that to live chat. Okay, if you're watching, then feel free to say hello. I'm going to get going once I start to see people in the chat. And I like to be able to talk to the viewers, answer some questions. Hey Lionel. Okay, looks like some people are arriving now. So I'll begin with this. This is a drawing that I did for Truck the polar bear. It was a few weeks ago during a live stream I was doing with my friend Zark. We did a multi-stream on Picato, and Truck very kindly donated some money to my coffee, so I ended up doing this drawing for them, and I think this only took me about an hour, which I'm quite pleased with, because yeah, I just kind of did it during the stream, and I think given that I usually have to give myself more time, this turned out pretty well. I do owe a lot to the reference that I was given, because I can't remember who it was that made the reference, but I love the way it was drawn and shaded. Like, I thought the reflective light and everything was really nicely done, and it's the kind of thing that I really want to learn. It looks so much easier than it is, but I find shading so hard, and like, 'cause this is cell shading, which looks a lot easier than soft shading, but it's still tricky. It's tricky to get it right. So I don't pretend to be an expert on this. I've just been kind of, thanks very much. I'm glad you think he looks cute. Yeah. And again, didn't spend an awful lot of time on this, so considering that, I think I did all right. This is one that I did for Jessie, and she's been hoping to commission me for quite a while. Like, it was quite a long time ago. She first told me she was interested in getting a commission from me, and we kind of put a pin in that. And then one day, she told me that she had an idea for like a dragon version, like a dragoness version of her Sona. And she gave me an idea. Like, she showed me a drawing that another artist had done, that had inspired. Well, it gave us some inspiration for what she wanted for this version of the character. And she said she wanted it to be black and green, and she wanted the toon gloves and the heels that her Sona usually wears. Yeah, and we kept the same hairstyle as the original character, because I wanted to find ways of. Cause, if you don't know, her character is normally a wolf, and when I was doing this, it was going to be a very toony dragon character. I was thinking of ways of making the characters still recognizable, despite the fact that it's going to be a dragon, which makes a big difference. So yeah, and I think the bubblegum was a last minute thing, because yeah, I actually I have another version of this where she's not blowing bubblegum, she's just smiling. She has like a big grin on her face, big wide grin, and I think when I was showing her updates and work in progress pictures, eventually she was like, maybe add some bubble gum, have her blowing a green bubble. So that was a last minute thing, and I just kind of pasted that over the top and adjusted the mouth so it looked like she's blowing it. Yeah, and the background, I'm quite pleased with that, because I have a habit of making backgrounds look very flat and not giving them a lot of depth. And with this one, I wanted to kind of create. I like the idea of having the clouds kind of swirl around, having them curl a bit. And I'd like to do more of that, because this is. You can probably tell from looking at this that was a bit out of my comfort zone, and that's always a good thing. I always think it's good that I'm giving myself challenges to do. This wasn't a commission. This was part of an art exchange, because I'm on this Discord server and it has a lot of other artists. and we do exchanges for like summer, Halloween, and Christmas, and yeah, I usually take part in these, and the idea is it's kind of it's a bit like a Secret Santa kind of thing where a group of people enter, and each one of them are assigned names. So like all the names are passed around, and yeah, so I was actually I was given Jagi, and he's a friend of mine. I think I've mentioned him before in these streams, and I love his work. I love his characters. So I was really happy when I found out that I was going to be drawing for him, because yeah, I have a certain familiarity, and yeah, one of the characters he offered up was Faversham. This is this dragon here, and I think actually this character did somewhat inspire my Sona, like just the fact that there are the kind of pink colours, or yeah, he has a bit of pink. It's a bit hard to see here because I played about with the colour tint, so I made it look quite warm. But he's kind of he's mostly purple, but he has some pink, and yeah, I think we don't, you know, these two guys don't look. You can get a pretty good side by side comparison here, and yeah, I think there is a lot in Faversham that I wish I had applied to Beluga, and I think maybe because I'm still in the process of tweaking Beluga's design, and yeah. Anyway, I added the bathing suit that because I think again I kind of came up with that idea later on. I was doing this. I think my original intention was just to have him in his normal clothing, because he has like a poncho, I think, type of thing. I think that's what it is that he normally wears, and that's about it. But I just thought it would look quite funny if he was wearing one of those old-fashioned bathing suits with the stripes, and have it like you can see the little gaps, so it's hugging him quite tight. Not quite, it's slightly ill-fitting. And the sound looks okay. I could try, but I don't think it was a good idea to leave all the lines black. I could have done some colouring in with the lines, especially for the sandcastle. But I think Jagi was very happy with this, and so yeah, that's the important thing. and yeah, I want to do more these kind of characters, because again, it's a bit of a challenge. It's a bit different to what I've done most of throughout my I don't know I have a history of doing characters in a certain way, and I'm just getting so tired of them looking the way they do. I want to try things like this. It has a very Disney-esque feel to it, and again, not as easy as it looks, so it's going to require some practice. This was for Katays, my skunk friend, and it's really funny because there's a bit of a story behind this. I think last year when it was Duino's birthday, I did some gift art for him, and it was basically just Duino being hit in the face with a birthday pie, and he was really happy with it, and all right, commissions. Yeah, again, they're flooding in, I'm afraid. I'm trying to, because like at the moment, I might be able to book you a slot for October. In fact, yeah, I'll keep one open for you, but yeah, it has been. I've had quite a lot to work on, and a lot of things to. Anyway, so yeah, I'll try not to forget that. If you hit me up on Discord, then I'll remember to put your name down. Yeah, Duino was really happy with that birthday art I did for him, and he was like, "Can you he asked me about commissions, and he got me to do this drawing of Kate's getting pied, because he liked the idea of the kind of a kind of similar thing to what I did for the birthday art picture, but happening to one of his friends. And then since then, Kate has been kind of working out a way to get back at Duino in a playful way. And then a few months ago, he was telling me about this idea he had about the two of them running through a cake factory. So like Duino's chasing after him, and if you look carefully, you can see that Kate has a little bit of frosting on his arm and on his face, but he's mostly managed to get through it pretty clean, whereas Duino is completely covered in frosting. And I thought it was a funny idea, and yeah, it seemed like the kind of thing that Duino would love as well. And he did, yeah, he was very happy with this. The thing is, this is another one of those things where I'm sometimes good at this kind of thing, but I'm seeing, like, with the frosting, I really should have looked at more references. I always think I know what I'm doing. Yeah, there's a lot that I can nitpick with the way I did the frosting. I think the cakes look a bit too flat. The thing about those kind of shapes is I really don't know how to shade them. I think it was pretty obvious, like the one underneath Kate's tail was quite easy, because I literally just shaded the whole thing and then unshaded that a portion of it to kind of give the impression that the shadow was being cast by the tail, because I thought that makes sense. Shading has to make sense. You have to have some kind of logic behind it. But I didn't really do anything with the other cakes, so yeah, I really don't know. I did have to, because I was really happy with the way I'd drawn the shadow underneath Kate's, and yeah, I had to kind of extend that to everything else. That's the thing. Once you shade one thing really well, you have to do it to everything else. And I'm just too lazy. Okay, here's some TF. And this one was for Hyper. And I believe he has like a superhero version of his Sona. So that's what this is supposed to be. And he basically said he wanted the superhero version of his character to be turning into a Goodra Pokemon character. And then I suggested, because I'd never actually done anything with TF hoops in the past, so I just thought of that, and I said, what if it was a hoop? And then I had this idea that they could be like almost sentient hoops that fly around looking for victims. That's kind of what I've tried to do with this. That's why I have two other Goodras in the background, just to make it clear what's really happening here. Yeah, so this isn't too bad, I don't think. The feet, because I quite like how the one in the foreground, the one that Hyper is turning into, those feet work quite well. I think because I was looking at various different pictures of Goodras, and they all look kind of different, and I think maybe there were some different design choices. This is one of the things you find when you look up references. I don't know if it's a good idea to use references that other artists have drawn, because you're not going right to the original source material. But yeah, because I think maybe I should have focused more on official Pokemon art, like that was actually part of the product or something, because the one over on the left in the background, the feet look a bit weird. I don't think I quite got them right. Like it's either the foot or the thigh that isn't quite right. Um, I don't think I quite gave myself a good enough idea of what their physical form, kind of the overall form looked like. But yeah, there are a lot of things I can nitpick here, but at the end of the day, it looks alright, I think. And I don't draw a lot of Pokemon art because I'm just going to be perfectly honest. I never got into it. It was something that. Oh, hello. Hi, Ginty Steam. Oh, Matt Meerkat. Yeah, I know you are. Yes. Yeah. Hello, Matt. Yeah, this is my friend Matt. Um, yeah, because I there's nothing I don't like about Pokemon. It's just I never really saw the because I think I do think that the Pokemon creatures are very cute, um, and I like a lot of the designs that I've seen. But yeah, I never played any of the games. Didn't collect the cards when I was a kid. Didn't do any of that. Uh, and so yeah, it's one of the many things that I have to do. I do a lot of research for it when people ask me to draw them because it's very much out of my comfort zone. I really don't know a lot about this subject at all, but they make pretty good TFs, yeah, like TF art. Is that everything? Oh yeah, I've got a little sketch here. This is another one from that stream that I was telling you about with that I was doing with Zark. Uh, and the thing is, because my friend Toothpick tuned in, and when I saw them in the chat, uh, I had this idea of drawing one of their OCs. That's Tina on the right, holding the mallet. Um, the crocodile is just like, or alligator. I don't know which. The gator there. That's just a generic character because um, we were trying to think of things to draw for the stream. I think this was the first thing I drew on that stream, and we asked for suggestions in the chat, and somebody said alligator, so I started out drawing it. Oh, you never got in, apart from them, yeah. Some of the games, all right. Yeah, I suppose we're pretty much the same. I didn't really even get as far as playing any of the games, so uh, I don't really have much of an opinion on them. Like I can't really say I find the games boring because I've never really played them. But yeah, I do think they're cute. Yeah. Um, so yeah, I think because I began drawing this alligator and then I had this idea to because I think another suggestion that someone said was mallet, like 'cause that's a common toon thing. Um, so I was trying to combine the two things in one drawing. So I had this gator being bonked on the head by Tina. Uh, and yeah, here's the thing, because there was a live stream that I did, I think maybe 2 years ago, or maybe a bit less than that. Oh, thanks very much. Yeah, Goofy and Toony. I'm glad you like that. And yeah, I was taking requests. That's not something that I do these days. But this was when I was still doing request streams. Yeah, and Toothpick joined one of those and asked me if I could draw a picture of Tina. Um, I'm going to be honest, I didn't think it turned out very well, the one that I did on the stream. Was it Tina? It might have been a different character, I can't remember. Well, there were a bunch of requests in that one, so it blurs into one a bit. Um, so I would say the drawing of Tina I did here is certainly better than the one that I did back then. It's not perfect, I know that, and it's you can tell it's not finished. It's very rough. Oh, hi, Portal Master Dusty. So you remember I did. Yeah. So were you? Oh, we were watching that. Are you that dusty? Sorry, I don't always. I can't always tell who's who on these streams. Because yeah, because that was a stream we did on Picato. Yeah. So yeah, just trying to think of anything else to say about this. I think I find it very hard doing art. Yeah, the rat. Yeah, yeah, yep. I know who you are. Yeah, thanks for that. Cause I just get a bit confused sometimes. Yeah, so thanks very much for tuning into this, Dusty. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I find it especially hard to do art while I'm streaming. But I think if I can relax and if I can just be like, okay, I'm just going to work on the same old stuff that I was doing when I wasn't doing a live stream. Then it tends to go a lot better. So I think that's everything. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Sorry. I mean, you'll be able to go back and watch and see me talk about all the other drawings because I'll be keeping this up as a video. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Do take care. And I am off to the pub.